Yo, hello my friendos, you lovely peeps. Welcome to part 2 of this Lapland tour. And if you haven't watched part 1, click here and go and watch that first, because it's totally worth it, of course. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. As we left Kilpisjärvi, of course, my film hadn't arrived, so I had to leave Finland with an almost finished roll of Actor 100, pun intended. So we had to take the detour via Tromsø to find a store to buy some film. And so we went there and I picked up 2 rolls of Portra 800 and a 5-roll pack of Kodak Image Pro 100. From Tromsø we drove to the island of Senja, and we arrived there. The weather was quite fine. That was our second time on Senja, but what we weren't able to do the first time we were there was hiking up to the viewpoint of Segla. So we did that, and the hike was quite strenuous and steep, but of course, you know the images, the views are totally worth the hike, and the struggle. After some days of rain, the track was quite muddy and slippery at times, so hiking poles would come pretty handy here. Of course, we hadn't hiking poles with us, obviously. But Segla, just stunning. After Segla, we went to a familiar spot, to Tungeneset beach, and the sunset there was pretty amazing. It was different. It was so yellow and orange, the light was so intense, but so surreal that was really a nice sunset shoot there. Well guys, this slide is absolutely spectacular. 5 minutes ago it was pouring down and now it's just awesome. The weather here changes so quickly. Always be ready for everything. Always prepared. But now let's find some compositions. Maybe I can find some cool reflections, or some leading lines, but I still have to decide what my main subject will be. Will it be this mountain range? Will it be this cloud? Will it be some rock in the foreground? I don't know yet. The next day we went to see some old German fortifications at the southern western tip of Senja, and the weather was quite, yeah, how do you say that in English? Changeable, unstable. So we had a lot of rain, a lot of sun, and a lot of rainbows. That was pretty nice. Here guys is the pot of gold, if anyone is looking for it. So here are some leftovers of some former German fortifications here in Norway. After our time on Senja, we continued our journey to the quite well-known and touristy place of Lofoten Islands. But of course that's every photographer's bucket list spot number maybe 5 or 6. Top 3 I guess in Europe. So yeah, we had to go there. And the first stop there was in Henningsvær. We slept in a small little old fisherman's hut called Råbur or Rørbur. Sorry Norwegians for butchering your language. Of course, in Henningsvær you have the most famous football field on planet Earth. And so we went there, of course, and I got some really cool drone shots there. After a quite nice sunset at Henningsvær, where we hadn't any location or spot or composition or whatever, we went for a day trip to Svolvær. That's the capital of the Lofoten Islands, just to check out the city, so nothing special happening there. So apparently this is art. After that stroll around Svolvær, we headed to Hofsund Lighthouse for a sunset, and the chances of getting a good sunset were maybe around 50-50, as the weather on the Lofoten Islands always is. But that night we got some really cool light there. The composition, though, was quite obvious. Now in retrospective, I really do not know if I'm that happy with my images. Maybe I should have tried a little bit harder to find some good composition. As we all know, we cannot turn back time. And maybe you are wondering why my Portra 800 images didn't turn out. That happens when you get your films into the development tank and prepare your chemicals and all stuff, and everything is fine. And then just before pouring in your developer, I don't know why on earth I did it, but I opened the development tank, and yeah, so the light ruined 2/3 of my images from the whole trip. Both rolls of Kodak Portra 800 are completely busted. Only the Ektar 100, as you saw in the last video, turned out. So that was quite a bummer.
So, hi guys. You've seen the clips I was able to film during sunset. Here we are in... actually, let me check. There is a cute little lighthouse. We are in Hofsund. It's like 4 houses, so not even a village. I guess it's just a place where people live. But it has a harbor, and that was a pretty spectacular sunset, as you have seen by now. I hope the videos and also my pictures do this justice, because that was absolutely insane. The sky was absolutely on fire. I keep repeating the word absolutely, but it was absolutely awesome. Yeah, the weather forecast said it would be cloud cover all day long, but as yesterday, but that wasn't that successful actually. As yesterday, the sun poked through somewhere or at the horizon, and that made for some really lovely light. And today was even better, and we kind of speculated for that to happen again, because the whole day was partly clouded, and we took the chance and we won. And yeah, I guess it comes down to you have to be in it to win it, and that's absolutely true in every case. So that was kind of stressful now, that sunset shoot, but we have to walk back to the car, and then we got a hour-long drive back home. So see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
After that sunset at Hofsund Lighthouse, we left Henningsvær and continued our journey to Rheine. On the way there, we checked out Nussfjord and of course the well-known Panorama Road. That's a pretty well-known Instagram spot. We managed to be there alone once, and we tried, I guess, 3 or 4 times. It's quite well known, so you won't be alone there. That often, at least. So we checked into our accommodation in Rheine, and that would be our home for the next few days. The weather was quite foreshadowing, I would say. We had some really strong rain on the drive there, and the sunset, on the other hand, was quite nice. The first sunset in Rheine. We photographed the most famous photo spot, I guess, the red houses there. With that massive mountain in the background. Really nice spot. Not that much space on the bridge from where you have to take the image. And with maybe 10 or 15 tripods put up there, there isn't that much space. So be there early, be on time, and I guess you will have the perfect spot. The next day we checked out the famous yellow house in Rheine. And also the famous red house in Ramberg. I will just call them that way, so that's easier. The sunset the next day, we drove to St. Nesset beach, and the weather was really amazing. It was so stormy and the light broke through, and we had a massive rainbow and rain and whatever. It was really nice. I really do like this sort of weather, even though it's quite, it drains your power, your energy, because you have to fight the elements so hard, but it's cool. The next days were rain, and more rain, and of course some wind. So they were pretty chilled and quite slow. We took some trips here and there to the Panorama Road again. And also to Hauptland Beach, where we again found some really nasty weather, but I guess here I took one of my favorite images of the whole trip. So that was nice.
Holy shit.
also managed to stroll around Rheine and had a sunset shoot there. Also, we explored the Skagsanden beach several times on that trip, but the first time was quite stormy and windy. On the last day in Rheine, we got acceptable weather to hike up the Rheinebringen. That's almost 2000 stairs up, but it was totally worth it. The way down is the painful part, so that was quite strenuous too.
Oh, 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 oh. After 1700 steps downhill, I feel it in my knees. Ow. Ow. But down there is the road. Let's hope for a good sunset.
That window of no rain was quite nice for a change. So, and yeah, the day of departure in Rheine had come. So we visited Aar, the last town you can drive to on Lofoten Islands.
Guys, welcome to Aar. This is the furthest point you can drive on Lofoten Islands, and I hope you can understand me because of the strong wind here. But that's nothing new. It has been windy all the time here, so yeah. That's the small place of Aar, and it's pretty famous for its cinnamon buns, and that is what we are going to check out next.
So for our last stay on Lofoten Islands, we moved to Ramberg before heading to mainland Norway again. And out of nowhere, this happened.
Well, good morning, guys. I hope you can understand me. Today, I can't believe it myself. It's the first sunrise for like 6 days. That's kind of photographable, hopefully. As you can see, we have bluebird skies, and yeah, in direction of the sunrise there is a bank of clouds at the horizon. No clouds really mention worthy, but we are here at Skagsanden Beach and we are totally alone, and that's pretty nice. The first time here in Lofoten, actually we are alone somewhere. But yeah, let's see what we can make out of this glorious weather, and yeah, follow me.
So as you have seen, there are days without clouds, even in Lofoten Islands in autumn. So that was quite a surprise. And that day we also hiked up the Rüten mountain to the famous Instagram spot number 324 or whatever. Lofoten is full of Instagram spots, so be prepared to encounter a lot of Instagram people who just hike up there to take one image and crowd the whole place. But that night also was a surprise in another way. We got Northern Lights, and as we were staying in Ramberg, headed of course to the Red House in Ramberg, the famous one, and Skogsanden Beach again. So guys, I hope you can hear me. This is the screen of my Fuji X-T5. It's middle of the night and we are witnessing some Northern Lights. This is my image I have just taken. It's absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. This is so sick. You can see my settings here. 5 seconds, f1.4, that's all this lens gives me, and ISO 1250, and that's enough for my APS-C camera. But let's have a look. Bam! I did a focus stack. I made a 2-minute exposure for the foreground stones here, and now I'm just exposing for the sky and for these gorgeous Northern Lights. This is so spectacular. We have once seen Northern Lights in Finland. That's 2 years ago in winter. The sky was also on fire, but this is nearly as much as that was. This is crazy, 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 crazy. So after the night with the Northern Lights, it was time to leave Lofoten Islands and head back to mainland Norway. In our case, that was Narvik, and after that we would visit the really nice national park of Abisko in Sweden, and from there we would drive back to Muonio, Finland. As you may have noticed by now, I really enjoyed taking digital images again, and maybe this trip was good for that too, because I really fell in love with digital photography again. So remember to subscribe to the channel for part 3 of this little road trip. It means a lot to me. It's just a click for you, but that motivates me doing these videos. And do not forget to like this video if you enjoyed it even a little bit. Let me know in the comments if you ever had film ruined in your development process. And thanks for watching, guys. Until the next time, bye for now.